Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Taurus. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your first week of March 2021. And just a quick heads up for all of y'all out there. This full moon in Virgo that we're going to be talking about is actually going to be affecting both first week and second week of March. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The tarot is all about 1 week, but the astrology is about the next 2 weeks. So even as we get towards the end of this week, you might want to come back and watch the astrology portion if you forget. So anywho, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this full moon in Virgo. So we had this full moon in Virgo the night of the 27th, or the early morning of the 27th, depending on where you live in the world, of February. And this fell in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, pleasure, as well as your relationships with your children and going through the process of birthing things into the world. Now, this full moon in Virgo is all about the clearing and release of familiar patterns and raising the quality, the vibration, the value, and the health of the house that it falls into. And when you watch your rising and your moon sign, right, because I always tell you to do that in the beginning, don't skip it. If you skipped it, maybe that's why you don't know. This is ultimately going to be asking a lot of you to pay attention to where familiar patterns that keep trying to renew need to be let go. This full moon is also going to be ending a lot of chapters when it comes to your romantic life, or maybe an era or a situation you've got going on with one of your kids. And what it's doing is it's raising the vibe of the best while clearing what does not serve. And for a lot of you, this may be a very interesting week because it does raise the roof on a lot of maybe unconfronted or unsettled issues, unsettled areas, blind spots when it comes to our love life or things we're trying to create or our partnerships. But I do not want you to face this by expecting the worst. Okay, do not throw negativity into it before it even affects you. This may be something that actually forces a lot of familiar ways of doing, our whole life in this area to come to an end, but it is actually bringing in a higher quality of love, a more superfine quality of affection and function into this area as well. So it's going to be cleaning house on your love life, cleaning house on your parental life, cleaning house, and also, of course, advancing wherever everyone is ready and needs to advance into let's just say again, a better shape and a higher quality relationship all across the board, even new ones for those of you that are looking for new ones. As we get onto your cards, your spiritual theme, well, we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. And I am seeing that a lot of you Taurus people are going to need to confront where a lot of strategies, maybe a lot of routines, patterns, coping mechanisms, and sentiments that carried us up until this point are now working against themselves. Now, this could be happening at work. This could be happening in your field. This could be happening in friendship circles. The Queen of Wands reversed in a funny way is an interesting challenge to see show up in the face of that full moon in Virgo, because the Queen of Wands reversed does not progress. The Queen of Wands reversed doesn't want progress. She's kind of a violent victim, a wild brat kind of energy. And we may be actually finding that those energies and those sentiments are flowing through a lot of areas of our life, and we may have accidentally been holding space for that and allowing that to persist and fester. Over the course of this week, we are cleaning house of this energy, and we may also, however, need to pay attention to where even this can show up in partners and in our kids and in people around us that we do treasure and care about, but maybe struggling to cope with a demand for advancement and evolution out of familiar patterns and structures, out of familiar narratives that maybe they were hoping they would not have to face. As we get onto your work, your finances, your job, anything relating to your personal abundance, your living situation as it relates to practical affairs, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. And yeah, it's a very positive reversed card, believe it or not, because we're actually seeing the elimination of something that has actually come to be maybe too much work for its worth, too much expense for what it gives you back, too much time for what it yields. And this could actually be the elimination of a financial or professional responsibility that ultimately has become a drain on you, on your family. And in a very interesting way with the Two of Swords reversed, we are also seeing a new path get set, whether it's a new path in your career, a new income avenue, possibly something that you are getting a chance to commit to more fully and more completely with the elimination of one of these distractions. It's like you're getting taken out of a crowd or a space that is holding you back so that you can give your full undivided attention, energy, and time to that which is only going to give you back more. You know, bare minimum equivalent exchange to what you put in, but I'm seeing more coming through as well. Some of you may be stepping into a new work situation that actually already promises this, working with a higher rung of people, or maybe even finding that a source of abundance is actually coming to you, or maybe a gift is coming to you that is helping you to eliminate, again, an obligation you've been carrying for far too long. As we get on to your communications, friends, relatives, maybe other people in your life, you have the Four of Wands in reverse. And I'm seeing that somebody is setting you up this week, but they're setting you up with something that may not necessarily be complete or ready to come out of the oven or ready to be cashed in on this week. With the Four of Wands reversed, there's this sense of something very loving, very positive under construction that is being given to you. But again, it's just not ready to come out of the oven yet. This could be coming through a friend or a relative. This may be something that is being offered to you as an opportunity for you to make a major transition that will absolutely put you closer to the accomplishment of a major goal or a major life path or plan. I feel like this could be even setting you up with an introduction to a completely new lifestyle, a completely new home environment, completely new social environment. And it is a gift. It is something that I think is being, you are being guided to, or is actually being offered to you to either accept or to follow. As we get on to your challenge this week, well, you've got the Knight of Swords upright. And with the Knight of Swords, I do feel that your biggest challenge is going to be paying attention to where we might accidentally be defending things that we know are unhealthy, defending things or trying to do right by things that won't do right by themselves. And with the Knight of Swords, this could absolutely have to do with maybe, relationship partners, friends, co-workers, maybe even edicts or, spiritual paths or crowds, things like that, that at the end of the day, in your heart, you're trying to give the benefit of the doubt and defend, but you know it's the dysfunctional thing. It's the toxic thing. And there's no point in trying to gaslight yourself into making it look healthy or be justified as staying as it is. With the Knight of Swords juxtaposed to the Queen of Wands reversed, this may be very hard because there may be people or circumstances in your life you've actually done this for a very long time. In Taurus, it's time to cut it out. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, well, you've got the Nine of Swords upright. And I do feel a lot of you may be actually seeing where When it comes to either, a situation with, I'm not sure if this is having to do with you and a partner, or you and a child, or maybe, the whole kit and caboodle. The Nine of Swords is the confrontation of one's fears, the confrontation of one's complexes, insecurities, triggers, again, familiar patterns that actually hurt and damn themselves. And what's happening here is that a lot of you Taurus people may be actually having to do some big teardowns of some false beliefs, some false assumptions, some delusions in our love life. And yes, some of it may be your own, especially about how other people are doing, how other people are going. Maybe even unraveling and undoing certain stories that we've carried on with a partner, or that stories that we've told our kids, to bring things to a place where everything is completely clean and clear and starting on a healthy blank slate. This is a tough week when it comes to this, but it is in the interest of health. New people that show up in your life will actually be most likely triggering this in you in the highest interest of all concerned. So keep an open mind. So that's what I've got for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to check out your rising and your moon sign for more context into what's going on. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com.